Hey, and welcome back. Now that you've learned about the roles and responsibilities of a project manager, let's discuss the core skill sets that a project manager should bring to the role. While there are lots of different skills a project manager can bring to their role, there are 4 specific skill sets that we think can help a project manager be successful. Those are enabling decision-making, communicating and escalating, flexibility, and strong organizational skills. First, let's talk about enabling decision-making. The ability to enable decision-making on the team, or gathering decisions from the appropriate leader, is crucial to keep projects on task and achieve their goals. Lots of the day-to-day decisions within the project will likely fall to you and your teammates to discuss and agree on. You'll ensure that projects stay on schedule by gathering information from teammates and using those insights to help the team make informed decisions. You'll also make sure that those decisions are communicated to the necessary coworkers, whether that's the immediate team or company leaders. For example, you might provide relevant data or feedback to help your teammates make an informed decision between choice A and choice B. The second skill is communicating and escalating. As a project manager, you'll use your communication skills in just about everything you do. This might look like documenting plans, sending emails about the status of the project, or holding a meeting to escalate risks or issues to stakeholders. The third skill is flexibility. As a project manager, knowing how to be flexible when changes are needed is key. Plans definitively will change, even with careful upfront planning. For example, maybe the goals of your company change, or maybe a member of your team unexpectedly takes a new position at another company. A good project manager knows that unpredictable moments like these are almost always guaranteed. A quote we love here at Google is, "The only constant is change," and that's true. By staying cool under pressure, you'll be able to adjust while helping your team stay calm too. And finally, a successful project manager needs strong organizational skills. As you learned earlier, the role of a project manager requires using a lot of different processes to keep the project on track. Having strong organizational skills means having the ability to organize these processes and the core elements of a project to ensure nothing gets lost or overlooked, which, trust me, can and does happen. To prevent this, you might decide to track daily tasks in a spreadsheet or send frequent status updates or reminders. There are many ways to stay organized and hone your organizational skills, and we'll talk more about them throughout the program. To recap, decision-making, communicating and escalating, flexibility, and strong organizational skills are 4 core skill sets that are essential to successful project management. You can continue to build on these skills by becoming familiar with industry knowledge that applies to most project management roles. Knowledge of helpful tools and templates and familiarity with popular project management styles like waterfall and agile can help you organize and document the project throughout its life cycle. We'll learn about these throughout this program. Hopefully, you feel better equipped to explain the core skills a project manager should bring to the role. These skills really help enforce team morale and accountability for the tasks of a project. We'll discuss this coming up. See you soon.
My name is Rachel. I'm a senior program manager in Google New York. Google hired me out of a bar in the East Village about 12 years ago. For about 3 years, a group of NY Ops and SRE drank at my bar. And like everyone at the bar, they asked the bartender for advice. So I gave them advice and helped them through a lot of problems and also became friends with them. I really admired them. They were incredibly smart and charming and really good drinkers and tippers. Eventually, I wanted something different from my life than standing behind a bar all night long. And there was an opportunity to apply for an admin role on their team. So I joined Google in 2008. They hired me first as an administrator for site reliability and engineering ops in New York City. After about 2 years, transferred into program management. Google's hiring is a little more conventional now, but the skills that I polished while being a bartender inform my everyday work. A wise old bartender that I knew on the Lower East Side once told me that a bar was a room full of tables and chairs and some beer, and a meeting room was the same, a room full of tables and chairs. People come into a bar like they come into a meeting room, wanting to leave feeling something else. So as a program manager, my job was to help people through that experience, the aesthetic experience of meeting with each other, making decisions, and coming to conclusions together. Very similar to bartending and helping people have a better night. My role as a program manager started by someone taking a risk on me. My engineering partner picked me out of the admin pool because he knew that I could build community with his engineers. When you work at a bar, you have to talk to anyone who comes into the bar. Anyone who walks through that door is your customer. You have to understand what they want to drink, whether they can continue drinking, whether they might be done drinking. All of these things. When you are working with a subject matter expert, an engineer, a product designer, a UX person, the same things apply. So you have to be able to talk to any engineer on your team, any product manager you need to work with, and you have to understand their unique needs. Program management isn't just about the process and the artifacts that you create. It's about how you relate to people. Understanding what you've learned in other parts of your life, whether it was in a bar or art school, these are the experiences that you bring into the job that make your work unique. Your skills at talking to people or de-escalating conflict or understanding what people need. This is what makes you a great program manager.
Earlier, you learned about the role of the project manager and the core skills you'll need to be successful in that role. You've also learned more about your role within the project team. Now let's discuss a few key skills that you'll use to build relationships with your teammates and stakeholders. Using your interpersonal skills is key to building relationships with the people involved in your project. By developing these relationships, you'll learn about the needs and concerns of the team. This will help you determine the priorities of the project and motivate your team throughout the process. Possessing strong interpersonal skills is a huge part of good leadership. Even if you've never held a formal leadership position, having these skills will help you when you need to guide a team. This is called influencing without authority, which refers to a project manager's ability to guide teammates to complete their assigned work without acting as their direct managers. There's a few key interpersonal skills that you can use to accomplish this and guide the project outcomes, even without the authority of being your teammate's boss. These skills include communication, negotiation, conflict mediation, and understanding motivations. So let's break these down. First up is a key skill we've mentioned a few times now, communication. In the context of leading a team, communication can include checking in with teammates to understand how they're progressing on a task and providing clear feedback on the quality of a teammate's work. Next is negotiation. Negotiation might include working with a teammate to compromise on a new deadline when they tell you that they won't be able to complete their work on time. Now, trust me, I know this can be frustrating, but you'll need to use your negotiation skills often with your teammates and stakeholders to balance their needs and what is best for the project. Another important skill is conflict mediation. As we mentioned, project plans can change and issues will arise. This can sometimes lead to tension and conflict within the team. So conflict mediation is a great skill to practice and develop to ensure the project does not suffer as a result. This might involve setting up a meeting with two teammates who are struggling to agree upon the best way to handle a shared task. And finally, there's understanding motivations. This means getting to know your teammates and figuring out what pushes them to do their best work. Understanding motivations might also include learning how your teammates prefer to receive feedback and how they like to receive recognition for doing a great job. You would use that individualized information to motivate and encourage each person on your team. So to recap, communication, negotiation, conflict mediation, and understanding motivations are all interpersonal skills that will help you influence without authority. During job interviews for project management positions, you might be asked to discuss a time when you influenced without authority. And it's possible that you've already noticed ways that you've used these skills in your personal life without even realizing it. For example, let's say you have a coworker who's constantly late to every meeting, and I mean every meeting. While you can't force them to arrive on time, it's likely that you've thought about ways to motivate them to want to be on time. In doing so, you might have also wondered how to change the way you communicate with your coworker to influence them to be on time. Maybe you've tried asking them to arrive 15 minutes earlier than the rest of the group. Or maybe you've told them how this behavior impacts the rest of the team. Both of these strategies are examples of influencing without authority, and they serve to encourage specific behavior. Influencing without authority is one of the most critical and one of the most challenging aspects of project management. As you've just learned, you'll need to leverage your interpersonal skills in order to do it effectively. In later courses, we'll review and learn more about using your interpersonal skills to manage various projects. We'll see you in the next video.
I'm Ellen, and I'm a director of technical program management. And that means I lead a team of program managers at Google. I love project management because I really like this idea that you can do more together as a team with a group of people than you could do alone. By bringing a bunch of people together and getting organized, getting aligned around a common goal, we can do some pretty amazing things. I think a successful project manager is somebody who really knows how to pull together a group of people. To me, there's really two parts of project management. One is this laser-like focus on executing on this goal. But then the other part is the people. And so a successful project manager can do both. When I first started managing project managers, it was really about, everyone works on their own project. How do I just guide them, give them guidance and help them with their projects? Over the years, I've shifted to mentoring on project management to mentoring project managers. And what I mean by that is it's different. I'm no longer saying, here's what you should do on your project. I'm really trying to help them think about how to think about their projects. One of the things that I think about a lot as I'm building a project management team is having a really diverse set of folks who with different backgrounds, different experiences, and we're a global company, so we're really trying to make sure we are a global team as well. And when I talk about diversity of background and experience, it really is about, working in different types of environments with different types of teams. When I chat with new project managers, and they say how do I continue to grow as a project manager? My answer is work on different projects, right? Work on as many projects as you can, but don't be afraid to try different areas, different domains, work with different people. With every project you work on, you're going to really learn something.